10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Welcome back, guys. We are here once again. The patch has been installed for Game 3. Valve decided to release a lot of little bug fixes for Reborn, so we've got a cleaner client. We should have a cleaner game as well. Game 3 here in its best of 3. Digital Chaos against FireDota. ESL 1 New York North American qualifiers, and the winner of this game, this single game right here, goes up against Complexity in the grand finals. And we're seeing TA again. Templar Assassin. 3 games in a row now, and I've got to say, it's been a pretty dominating performance from the hero. The aggression that you can have, the lane control, the dominance, and Digital Chaos still stay with that Lina, but this time around they've got anti-mage for the safe lane. It's not going to be that safe lane Lina, I don't think. Could be mid. Give that over to Yawar, but I'm wondering if that's going to be an AUI Lina. Put it in the 4 spot. Give it a little bit of farm in that support role. We have someone to set up for it. Oh, look at that, the global silence man actually banned out. That was such an annoyance for them, especially the Rush Midas and then the Refresher Orb that came out in a decent time as well. Pretty good. Pretty good. Shut down the Ember Spirit, forced them to go for an early Mantis Style, and that Lina, against the Lina combo, you Yules. Call for the Global comes out, and you can't Light Strike Array, you can't Laguna Blade. Game has gone down again. Now it's back up. Be okay.
Dire team ban.
Sir and Wintwyvern banned out there. What offlaners are left? You got the Clockwork. I guess Earthshaker is still out there as well. No Bounty, no Tusk, no Darkseer. Less Shrek, obviously, banned out in the initial stages.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, there's a bug with Twitch apparently, between Twitch and XSplit, with the stream delay. For some reason it drops every once in a while, but not entirely sure how or why. But should be okay. Should be okay. 4th ban for Digital Chaos. You know, they can look to ban the Earthshaker, maybe even ban the Rubik if you really want to. This 4th ban is incredibly difficult. Spirit Breaker, okay. That's a decent one. Don't want to get caught out with the anti-mage, the charge with things like Gyro Call Down and TA blinking forward. Such a great way to set up for the rest of your cores. In before non-stop spawning courier bug. Oh, that'd be pretty awful. DC, what are we going to go for? You've got the first pick after the bans. Clockwork is a decent pick here. Didn't work out amazingly last game. You know, Bulba missed a couple of hooks very early on. The Blade Mill, though, still is always going to be very good against your Gyrocopter. Decent against the TA, you trap her in, she doesn't have that mobility. Dazzle. And honestly, Biryu's Dazzle last game was immense. Really did keep him in the game for the longest time. The last 15 minutes of the game was pretty much down to his Glimmer Capes, his Graves. The offensive weaves he got. He was always getting 4 or 5 man weaves onto the enemy heroes, allowed the sleight of fist damage. So actually pile on in there. Gyro TA. It worked for you last time, Fire. You don't have the global silence this time around, but you can still go for things like the Rubik. You can pick up the Earthshaker for the offlane again if you really want to. Tempting Clockwork is still there. Clockwork and Gyro. A mechanical power. Rocket Barrage and Battery Assault. The hook shot, the cooldown. Thinking long and hard about this. I'm gonna check, make sure that the game hasn't crashed, people haven't DC'd out. I'm still unsure what this patch has actually brought us, so network updates, yeah, they go with the old standard. Rubik for fluff, it worked well last game. And this also deters Digital Chaos to not pick Earthshaker, because Rubik is such a great hero against it. You add in the Gyro, the TA, Earthshaker doesn't really offer too much for Digital Chaos in this kind of lineup. Still, you can still pick it up, throw it towards the offlane. One of the few offlaners that deals with, in some sense, the Gyro. You hold the lane back, you make sure that you've got the creep wave near your tier 1 tower, and you leech experience. You get a bit of gold, get Tranquil, Soul Ring, find farm elsewhere. I feel like you need more of an action hero here, like a Clock Alba. Just so that the Lina Dazzle Clock +1 can actually go and find kills. They can go and fight. Create havoc somewhere on the map so Anti-Mage can go and farm. Try and draw the attention of Fire elsewhere. While TC farms away. Still unsure about the Lina, whether you want to put it mid or support. Lina isn't really favored against the Templar Assassin, the fact that TA has that refraction, you can't harass and zone Dragon Slave and the right click attacks. I'd like to see the Lina support here with the Dazzle, but then what do you push towards the middle lane? Storm doesn't have a great time against the TA. It's really not awful. And Dire Side, you know, deep access into the jungle, things like that. You can actually go and farm yourself up. But there's no one really you put towards the middle lane that does entirely well against the TA unless you go for a Viper. Get yourself up. Oh, wow. How does Fire handle this? Because Viper with a relatively early mag, it is that aggressive style that I was looking for the Viper, Lina plus Dazzle to actually go and, you go and create space. I was saying, you draw Fire to go and fight, but now do you want to fight into a tombstone? Undying has become this hero that is often forgotten in drafts, maybe banned out in the second phase. Really, a lot of the time left until that third phase to ban it out as the fifth. Because you realize, hang on a second, they've got one pick left, and Undying could really screw us over here. Digital Chaos, they've got an okay way of handling this. They've got the Lina with the long range, the Fiery Soul to pump in those attacks. They've got Dazzle and Viper, who ranged heroes. They can actually focus down the tombstone decently. But the Soul Rip, the Decay, all of these add up. That damage amp as well cannot be understated. The fact you've got Meld, you've got Call Down. If an Undying walks into you with Tombstone and his Flesh Golem, you've got a bunch of really squishy heroes here. Viper, even with Corrosive Skin, is still going to get struck down by the Meld, the minus armor. And now Clockwork's banned, they're in an interesting position where, okay.
Radiant team pick.
Is that going to be an offlane Sand King? I'm guessing so. Plain Sand King, Viper mid, Dazzle, Lina supports, and then you've got your anti-mage farming up at top. Oh, or do they do the dual lane Sand King Lina? I've seen this a couple of times now where we've had Sven Lina. I think we've had Sand King Lina as well. But it was Complexity, I think, who did Spirit Breaker Lina. Where they've got the charge, they've got that setup stun for the Light Strike Array to come down. And that just allows Lina to get that little bit further forward, land her stun, get the Light Strike Array, get the Dragon Slave. And you can dish out a ton of damage on, like, Rubik, a squishy-ass hero. But then they will be able to force this Undying maybe into a situation where he has to defend this bottom lane. Again, could be off-lane Undying.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Bloodseeker.
Okay, Fire. Fire have gone for the full, well, mostly the annoyance trapped. JO747, the Gyro TA, but they've got this Bloodseeker, Undying, and they can go aggro themselves if they want to, or definitely dual lanes. Undying Bloodseeker up at the top lane. Rubik Gyro down bot, TA mid, and what is it for Digital Chaos? They have, is that going to be a TC mid Viper? Yawar on the anti-mage? Going to be an AUI Lena, definitely. Get your farm on a little bit. Bulba on the Sand King and Dazzle. Buryu. Let me pick that up.
10 seconds.
So how does Bloodseeker fare here? I guess Sand King and Anti-Mage. Yeah, AM doesn't like to be ruptured or hit by that blood, right? The silence and that pure damage from rupture, even if he blinks away, he's still going to get hit by that. Got the Sand King. Kind of likes to jump in. Maybe lose a little bit of health here. Get Sandstorm down, but Bloodseeker's going to see you. Sandstorm, you're going to have to move out of the way of that blood, right? So that. Then we're good. Switching up the lanes a little bit. CC no longer on that safe lane. Going to be given the mid. Yeah, Yawar is up on the top, the anti-mage, but already Dire Observer Ward in the lane, watching out for any movement here. Moo doesn't have any obs himself. It's going to be what looks like a solo offlane Bloodseeker. So expecting that DC do run these dual lanes, the Bloodseeker is in effect going to have like a 1v1 against the support. He's going to be against the Dazzle, basically battling it out in this area. It's going to be like Bloodseeker against the Dazzle in this area, and then the Bloodseeker just moves back and forth to get last hits from the creep wave. Pull across, you use Blood Rage, you heal yourself up. Dazzle can't really stop you, can't really zone you out. And then once you hit like level 3, you can get up into the creep wave and stop Anti-Mage from farming a little bit. So it's going to force the rotation from AUI to actually come up and deal with the Bloodseeker. But if you throw Whitebeard into the mix here, things get really messy for DC.
The battle begins.
It's not dying. Oh, Yawar tries for the bounty steal. Oh, Bloodseeker gets it. Viper with the bottom one. But no bounty for your mid laner. 747's going for that pretty quick bottle rush, circle it with a couple of branches and pull tangos. What are we looking at for TC actually? Yeah, Wraith Band. Standard opener. Oh man. This dual offlane is absolutely awful. Yawar is already down a couple of blinks here. He's used 2 blinks to actually get back towards the lane, and now he can't last hit. I don't even know when he's going to get his first last hit, because Moo can control this lane equilibrium back to where he wants it. And deny out these melee creeps. Oh, the ranged one's going to push a little bit. It's going to be okay here. With AUI's pull across, he's got the little fell creeps. There we go. First last hit for Yawar. It's not that bad. Middle lane, TC. Really battling it out there a little bit with Fluff. Buryu getting up in the face of Jo, who went flat cannon level 1. That's hit level 2 now and piles on the pressure onto Buryu. The Dazzle under back, but this. Creep skipping, tower diving. The zombie man with level 1 decay is pounding Yawar. AUI comes in with a Light Strike array, but what can he really do? Whitebeard is now out of mana, so they don't have that constant threat, the constant sustained damage. But the tier 1's being chipped away at. This is the big thing right here. They're gonna have to try as quickly as they can to drag the creep wave back. Yeah, there. Oh no. It's not that big of a deal, you know. AUI gets some damage down to the creeps, but he doesn't draw the aggro back, so still damage dealt. Well, on the bottom lane, Bulba goes in. There we go. Take a bloody stun, my friend. Gyro. Feeling the pain. But Bloodseeker's free farming pretty much up at top. 8 and 3. The Viper. Seeing his dominance in mid. 10, 11 and 3 now as Whitebeard. A bit more of a decay. Waiting for that level 2. It's really waiting for level 3 when you can put down the level 2 tombstone. AUI, 295 movement speed. If you catch it right on top of her, he's not really going to be able to run away. So AUI, across, Whitebeard. Get a ranged nah, they don't. 1 melee creep. Not going to be great. And Fluff. Oh, if he moves up here. Are they going to try and kill the Viper actually? TC has a bottle incoming. The bottle, the courier making a little bit of a wonky movement across. The Sideblade harass has started. Legend hit by the skin, so A little bit irritating, slowed down, but TC is very far forward. His bottle is sent back to base, and the flying career is used, but he's stopped. Tombstone down. First blood incoming here as Viper is dropped.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, TZ. Ah, yes, the Bloodseeker dirge lane. Radiant one. With that gank towards the TC Viper, I think they've got a pretty good opener here. Bulba, this Sand King's going to do a ton of work. Gyrocopter is still getting a decent amount of last hits down here. Half of that of the Sand King though. Bulba is definitely out farming Jo, but you have applied full commitment of this Dazzle down here. 747. You've got Refraction coming up now, and he might even get a solo kill here onto TC. 2 more hits is all he needs. The heal from Biryu though comes out, and now the turn. Refraction's down. TC can't find enough damage to kill the TA. And Bloodseeker passive actually racking up. Moo himself a ton of damage and a bunch of movement speed there. Yawar, 9 last hits. It's not great, but it's not awful. He's actually doing a lot better than I expected in this lane. Undying, made that rotation towards the middle lane. The Bloodseeker isn't really, or hasn't been able take full advantage of this. AUI with the boots, he'll get away. There's no way Fluff chases that. And Yawar, make sure Moo knows who's in charge of this lane right now. Mid though, TC's hasted up. Biryu comes in. They've got no stuns and no real way to stop the TA. Just walking it off though.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And as long as this Gyro doesn't die, this Sand King Dazzle lane, I really thought that they run the Lina with him. Kill potential you have, and yeah, here we go. They've given the Lina enough time to get to level 3. They've got a level 5 Sand King now. Bulba's got that. See it on top, it drops. But they want this kill. Stun onto Jo. Starts things off. Yeah, there we go. Life Striker rate. Oh, simple. And I thought that would come a lot sooner. Arrow Strike, Life Strike Array. They could have put a lot more pressure onto this Gyrocopter. But instead, with the Dazzle there, they put the Lina up at top. I guess they just wanted to try and control these. Oh god, is he dead? Bloodseeker, the hero in the video game of Defense of the Ancients. Yeah, sure is. Anti-Mage, feeling the wrath there. And he buys his boots up. Bloody hell. 1-0-0. 37 last hits. He's now actually up at the top of the table. TC with his bottle and Aquila. Probably just go, at this point you go Brown Boots mech, right? Just try and build yourself up as quickly as you can. Because you need to buy time. Time is what Yawar needs right now. Ain't given any. Whitebeard, level 3. He's got his 2 points in Tombstone. The Bloodseeker just chasing this Dazzle down. No points in Blood Right, which is kind of interesting. Going for the, yeah, it's not unusual. It's just against an Anti-Mage and a Dazzle who, if they're silenced up, they get absolutely ruined. TC, though, speaking of ruined, Tombstone down. The trap to slow him as well. Turns back to the Viper Strike just to try and stand his ground and fight. But 747, the Grave is available. Maybe he can find the counter kill here. TA's dropping low, but the Bloodseeker's already cleaned up and telekinesis back onto the low ground. Moo finds a double kill, and this Bloodseeker is really ramping up and out of control. Blade Mail's not too far away, actually, with his Treads Aquila. Tier 1's falling left and right. Down the bottom lane, I miss out on a kill, though. Gyrocopter. 2 deaths. The 2 kills that DC have are on this Gyro. AUI gets Arcanes, and Bulba. Tranquil Soul Ring.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, where are they going? Bulba, did you really want to go and stack that? Because I don't think you have the chance. Biryu's going for a little warding mission here. He's going to get scouted out perfectly by that Radiant Ward, but it's up at top. That's where they're really aiming for. Yawar feels it coming, and now he sees it. Bloodseeker shows himself. Dazzle. Oh, Oh, Dazzle. You have to take this rune. If it's a haste, you run. If it's a bounty, you TP. Because 747... Okay, Grave TP. There we go. Telekinesis just in time! Dazzle's caught. Got the bounty rune. And I wonder. Is that worth it? Oh, he got himself 70 gold or something? Yeah, that's definitely not worth it. Look at that spread gold. That's a hefty amount actually going the way of that Templar Assassin. 225. This calls for drastic measures. Tanking Lina. They are the kill combo. But they want Yawa to get some of the spread gold as well. One thing is, though, with the lanes pushed in so heavily, on all three lanes, like top is pushed up close to tier 2, mid lane past the river, so the Viper has a pretty good time over here. It takes a smoke gank for the Radiant to actually go and find a kill. So tier 1 bot is where they really want to look towards. Undying will make his way over there. Oh! Undying with treads. Nice. So, no arcane degrees from him. Like, you do get a lot of value out of treads. The fact you can tread switch, decay, 70 mana, you go towards int, you save yourself a bunch of mana there. Which he is doing. And obviously, you know, switch to Agi for your wand. But arcanes, Greaves are so valuable. When you have a Bloodseeker who likes to run in, get to low HP, and then pound people with his thirst, keeping him alive for a split second longer so he can get the blood rage heal back. Really, really strong. But maybe look for the Vlads on the Undying, something like that. Vlad's full staff, maybe. For sure. See what Whitebeard goes into. This is one of the biggest problems with the Viper this patch. Heroes like Leshrac, Shadow Fiend, Storm, TA. Big four. Oh, sorry, Lina. That's the fifth one. They can farm Ancients and or jungle camps, and also take Roshan. They have these three key facets that allows them to farm very quickly into their big key items like Mech on the Shadow Fiend. You get 9 to 12 minutes in is really the timing you're aiming for. The Viper here, 11 minutes in, is nowhere near it. He has a chainmail. Viper doesn't have the flash farm capability. He has lane dominance, but has he dominated this lane? Look at the net worth of the TA and it says it all. 300 ahead of the Viper. Level-wise, exactly the same. TC hasn't dominated the lane. You still get this sort of, annoying hero in the middle of a team fight. You've got the Viper Strike, the slow, the corrosive skin. He's tanky. Difficult to handle. But I think Fire have this on lockdown. The Gyro now farming away down the bot lane. His 2 deaths very early on are close to meaningless at this point. Fluff, low on the old gold, but Moo has a Blade Mail. This Bloodseeker can start running around and finding kills. Anti-Mage. Tikot, actually. So Yawa's doing a great job here of actually trying to stem the flow. Because they are hemorrhaging. It's only 5-2, but they are losing. 4,000 net worth lead at 11 minutes. Pretty big deal. Experience-wise, it's up and down. You don't see the big lead there from the kills and the farming patterns that you're getting out here from Fire. Actually looking down the bottom lane. Gyro pretty safe though behind that tier 1 tower.
Invisibility. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh look, TA's trying to farm Ancients. Guess what? They're warded up. Yawa is being scouted. No telekinesis though. They really want like the Blood Right and Rupture and then telekinesis to hold him in place to silence him up. But Moo is farming in the enemy jungle. Stop him. Is it AUI? Because they see him under the sentry. Telekinesis to stun out from Bulba. AUI gets all the good blade back out. And LSA, they've got to kill on Moo here, definitely. With one hit out, TC finds it and Fluff can't TP away. 2 kills in their own jungle, and that's a big one on that Bloodseeker. The damage. 1,400. Close to 1,500 gold swing, 13 minutes in. And that halves the lead that Fire had. Giving the Viper 350 gold, giving the AM 350. The Viper now is getting closer to Mech, the anti-mage. That gives him a massive bonus. Now Perseverance and Battle Fury really isn't that far away from this point onwards. Big blunder there. Without your Undying getting that deep into the enemy jungle, and now allowing Bulba to farm into that Blink Dagger, which is 400 away. Moon needs to keep the foot on the gas. Keep finding kills. Bloodseeker is a hero that can fall off relatively quickly. Very item dependent and very snowball dependent. You need to keep getting kills, but you need the gap. It's not just about you getting farm and you getting key items. Sure, it's important, but you need to have a gap between you and your counterparts. You need to be 2,000 or 3,000 net worth ahead. You know, arbitrary number. Right now, he's 2,000 so net worth ahead of the anti-mage. He needs to keep that gap as large as possible, just so that he can run in and he's not going to get nuked into oblivion by the Lina, by the Sand King, or even Manfort, because the AM with a decent amount of stats can actually stand and fight decently if he's got the support behind him, if he's got that mech on Viper, if he's got the stuns, and especially the grave out from Dazzle. Like Biryu, once again, he really is going to be the linchpin hero in this draft.
Illusion.
Dazzle has boots. 900 net worth. He's actually not that far behind the Rubik though. AUI hiding in the trees. He's been spotted. Telekinesis. They've got the rupture. Blood right, but no more stuns. Oh god, that's close. Down to about 40 HP there. The Lina. Count your lucky stars that you escape. At that poor time, they've now wasted Rupture, down for another 45 seconds, and Sand King has his Blink Dagger. That's the really big key factor here. Yawar is farming over in the Radiant Jungle with Biryu right behind him. Whitebeard knows this. What value are Fire getting from the map? They pushed out top lane, but they're not gaining objectives. They're not actually getting any advantage from it. That's a good advantage to have, though. 15-minute Desolator for 747. No Ancient spawning, but they could go try Roshan. Get yourself over into that pit, smoke up, and head on in. There's your 15-minute mech on TC. With a couple of kills that he was a part of up in that dire jungle. That could have been a lot later. Move. Percenter. Double ulti, easy takedown. And I'm not sure there's any retribution here. Bulba. Sandstorm's up, the cooldown will land on his head, but Bulba! The Sand King plays. Or a strike, blink, and pull yourself away. That is definitely an AUI play. Hide in the trees. You never know. Do I need to come out the trees to stun someone? Is my team going to be able to try and find this TA because they're converging on her? Bulba has Soul Ring. They've actually got the stuns here. Fraction is on cooldown. They've got the Absorb, 5 charges, but Sandstorm burns through them all. They don't have a secondary stun. They need to land this Light Strike array. Gonna miss. And now 747 could just TP himself out. Nothing. Yeah, there's nothing that stops him. AM just blinked. He's got another blink. Bye. See you later. Right into Roshan they go. Meld. The Desolator, dropping pretty quick. The aggressive weave out from that Dazzle did give them vision, and the minus armor is ticking over, but there's no jump here. Epicenter down, Blink. Oh, Sand King with the Burrow Strike is good and all, but he's low mana. They know this. The Radiant have expended a couple of heroes up in this top lane to do that Sand King Lina combo. They know they can go into Roshan with impunity, and I get that. TA now has that secondary life, and 747 maybe for some more aggressive plays. Dagger probably going to be the next item he picks up, so he can jump forward. Oh, I kind of like this actually. So not the Arcane's mech build or like the Vlad's Force Staff, anything like that. Even the Soul Crest from the Undying, which I'm kind of used to. But I guess against the support Lina, and then this offlane Sand King, even the Viper with his magic damage, having that pipe can be incredibly useful if you want to push high ground relatively early on.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Jayo is lacking in farm. They have focused very heavily on the Bloodseeker farming the top third of the map, and then the TA has pretty much taken control of Ancients and jungle. Gyrocopter's been picking up the scraps. 81 last hits, net worth of close to 6k. But he hasn't been shut down like this AM has, pushed from pillar to post. And he does need to be ahead. Gyrocopter again, like the Bloodseeker. Relatively early game focused items. Like, I'm not saying that they are all in early game, but they do like to get up and running by 20 minutes. They want to start fighting, and fight soon. Why Bloodseeker's smoked up now. Into the jungle, the TA trap sees the anti-mage, but he blinks himself away at pretty much the exact right time. Buff and stuff. Not gonna find anyone just here. There you are. To be able to TP himself away. Now, this one I don't understand. Why you would, why you'd stick around here. Like, up when he moved into this area of the jungle, he had half mana, he had arcane boots going off cooldown, and he could kind of stick around. I guess with this creep wave here, he can clear it out. Once you know that there's, what, 4 heroes mid? Gyrocopter is the only one that's up at top, but the signal's coming out AUI. He's alone up here against the Gyro. He can try and TP out, and I guess there's nothing that the Gyro has to stop him. 1 level in homing missile. Oh, AUI hasn't TP'd yet. But he'll TP now. And Jayo can't stop this.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Boba. Honestly, these TP scrolls, it's the undoing of the Radiant. I love their draft, I love their lanes, I love the way that everything was set out and the pressure that they had over DC. But Digital Chaos have kind of been outplaying them for the past 5 minutes or so just by TPing out. Stuns. Do Fire have? Telekinesis. Beacon, nope. TA, nope. TA. Stands up under the Sandstorm, ticking away with the Refraction. Look at the tier 2 tower. He wants to come in and fight this, though. The Invis rune on 747. JO TP's away. There's going to be no retribution for that tier 2 dropping. Undying, no stuns. Gyrocopter, homing missile. Can you count that as a stun? It's not instant cast. It takes a long ass time to actually chase people down. They have telekinesis. That is their TP stopping ability. One stun. Rubik, okay, he can steal Borrow Strike and Life Strike Array, Mana Void. But when you have a Bloodseeker on your team, Rupture is so heavily countered by stuns. Sorry, by TPs. TA. Try and TP away from her, you know. She tries to slow you down and chase you. TPs are great against the TA. Surely you've got to draft more stuns into this, and 20 minutes in, it's really starting to show. Oh boy. Chat being funny. So Age is going to expire in a couple minutes time. It's to Fire to actually go and make something happen with this. They've taken down every single tier 2 tower, 20 minutes in. It's a great start to have. It's given them a good 1,000 net worth advantage. But again, it's EC. It feels like they have such a firm grasp on this game. The anti-mage has Battle Fury. He's got his Trance. He's building up into a Yasha relatively quickly. With Roshan taking the Aegis back, Mu dying once more to this combo. Bulba and AUI on the money every single time. Undying hasn't really made his mark. It's now 5-6. And after taking all of these towers, they haven't hit the jugular. Kind of reminds me of that scene in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Black Knight. It's only a flesh wound. DC are basically saying, right, you've taken down all our towns, you've taken Roshan, you've taken a bunch of our farm, but it's only a flesh wound. I'm going to keep on fighting until you knock his bloody head off. He's not done. This lineup can come back. Okay, in the movie, it didn't come back. It did actually just get slaughtered and left to die pretty much by the bridge. Digital Chaos, they've got a good way of defending high ground. I think that's the biggest way to look at this. With the Sand King Lina, they've got wave spam, and they've got a big old ulti there to throw down the epicenter. And Bulba nearly has his full stuff done. The one big key ingredient here, though, is Yawa's anti-mage. If he can keep the split push going, he definitely can go and take this tier 1 to the rest of his team. Build up. And a gold income. Bit flowing. I'm just gonna keep my eyes on this. The balanced AUI and Bulba combo. They've been split up. The lovers, reunite please. Because they see Moo. Darob's gonna spot him out and he's moving over here alone. So I see the TP's coming in. And they don't want to fight this. Darob's Overlord will watch them retreat and they've just wasted 2 TPs to come up here. The rest of the team, AUI is farming bottom lane. It's just so much value on the map that Digital Chaos are actually getting here. And how do you push up into this? You've got a Gyrocopter who isn't that tanky, isn't he's not that strong. At a 23 minutes Gyrocopter with BKB drums Aquila. Guess it's not that bad. Not bad. 9,000 net worth. You kind of want him to have that extra one item. The Yasha, something like that. S&Y would be ideal. Like 24 minutes in, S&Y BKB drum Aquila is like perfect free farm Gyrocopter. Oh, Yawar. Rupture. This Bloodseeker's found him. Now Yawar, he can't fight into this. The Blade Mail. He can't blink, he can't run. He kills himself with the Mana Void. AUI TP's out. Guess when he respawns, Mana Void comes back off cooldown anyway, so it's just like style points. I'm gonna use my ulti to kill myself on you. But what is this pipe? Where are they coming in? Maybe this is their answer. Pipe plus next Roshan. The Aegis over on the TA. Do they have a medallion? They do not. I'd love to see a Solar Crest picked up by this Undying or even the Rubik. So you have another answer. Actually breach up onto this tier 3. Also waiting for BKB on the Bloodseeker. This Radiant team are waiting for a lot of things. They've been actually held back for so long. 6-6, 25 minutes in. Digital Chaos. Yule Scepter's now up on 8. He's got 2100 gold. On top of Yules and Arcanes. And I'm wondering now, items will be good here against that BKB Gyro. And against the BKB that will come out of the TA eventually, I guess, but an edge. The Daedalus going for the all-out damage build straight up. You could even go Bloodstone on AUI. The Aghanims for now, go Bloodstone and just build yourself up later on into the game. Make sure you safeguard that late game potential. So you've got the lower respawn time, you've got the sand capability, but the mana regen you get out from it as well. They've got one of the key components here. Roshan, Aegis taken, Whitebeard, Pipe. Really, I feel they're only really missing the Bloodseeker BKB so he can run in and cause havoc in the DC ranks. TC, the Viper, he's still only a Viper. Mid-hero has got Mech and Aghanim's basically done. He is looking like he's saving buyback though. The tier 1 up at top, being defended. Yoa blinks away. TP's to safety. And once again, the Radiant are forced to commit heavily to try and defend that tier 1. Bluff. Great knowledge of what positions there as Biryu gets his Shadow Wave stolen. TC wants the Viper Strike. Owie. Fuels up in the air. The weave out, but 1 hit, 2 hit. They get the trade-off. AUI for that Rubik is well worth it, and they don't have a stun. And they don't have a stun. And they don't have stuns to stop the TPs. When the Rubik is dead, they have nothing. They have a homing missile, and that's all they freaking have. Buyback out from AUI. High ground push is real. Desolator the pause. Disconnected. So when does this Lina start out farming the Viper? In terms of net worth anyway. Because, what do we have? Last hit-wise, she's 60 or so behind. But AUI has spent a long time actually split farming out here. And even with a point booster, I'm still wondering if Ags is the way to go. Maybe now that Fire are really asserting their dominance and saying, hey, we've got these key items that we can push up onto high ground with. You're going to need something to stop us, and you need it fast. So, you know, Aghanims, EKB comes out from Bloodseeker pretty soon as well. Can deal with him pretty heftily. Viper Strike, Blink Burrow Strike, and then you land your stun combo. Why is Yawa hiding? Over in the Radiant jungle. He cannot join fights, really. 2,700 gold until like 3/4 of the way through the fight. He has to just keep pushing, keep farming. Focus on this tier 2 down and bot. Focus on the enemy jungle. Yeah, you can't really go and solo that tier 1. Middle lane. Yeah, the pings come out. Just notice tier 1 up at top is a pretty easy takedown if the AM can get over there. Yawa doesn't have time. He heads off on there. Radiant just back themselves up. They TP, they react. And then he wastes out on, what, a good 30 seconds of farming time. He can be farming Radiant jungle and bot lane. Scouted out here. No real reaction from the Radiant squad to get over there. And oh, okay. Tia goes MKB. No Daedalus. What is that in response to? There's no evasion. Like, the Dazzle has a medallion, but Solar Crest is going to be after the Glimmer Cape here, surely. Still got Aegis though. Roshan dies so freaking quickly. High ground defense time, boys. Bulba, get yourself in position. The traps are given vision. AUI, the Aghanims are still not done. And they want to go and hunt the Anti-Mage down. Mu is the one that wants to go and try and do this. But Yawa can pee away, or he can just blink. Oh, they've still got vision. Radiant Observer Wood scouts him out. Mu just keeps on farming. So Yawa has been, stopped for now. Got Battle Fury Manta though. Fair amount delayed though. 30 minutes in. Have the natural progression you'd really want from the AM. But it's made up in turn by AUI having such a great game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But this is definitely still in the hands of Fire. 7,500 net worth ahead. They've got their key items. Make something happen with this Aegis the Immortal though. It's slow and steady. Definitely slow and steady. Kept the tier 1 tower up top alive for such a long time. And with Jo actually building up towards 3,000 net worth, or 3,000 gold sitting in the bank, he can start to look towards a damage item. I don't know if S and Y is the way to go 30 minutes in. Tanked up a fair amount. You don't have defensive supports like a Dazzle. You don't really have great defensive items. The pipe is one thing, but you don't have, Solar Crest, there's no Glimmer Capes, there's no Force Stats right from this Radiant team. No, there's nothing to like reposition you or to place the enemies to try and retarget them. And maybe Jo does have to tank up a little bit. He did go BKB into Satanic in the previous game, but without Helm of the Dominator here, I'm wondering if he goes the same route.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Radiant Vision just keeps giving them so much intel. Observer was watching Yawa knowing exactly where he is. Oh! You're right. Twitch chat just caught up. Damn right. The MKB is for the mini stun. To stop the TPs. Gotta stop those TPs. Like, in my head, Daedalus was, like, it's just the natural option to go Daedalus on TA, the fact you get that damage boost of Melt Strike and things like that, but no, you're absolutely right. Mini Stun is the way to go. Biryu, Glimmer Cape in 2 seconds time. Telekinesis is there, and the Shadow Wave, they find the kill. Dazzle dead for 45 seconds. I don't know if this opens up anything for them. He got an Observer Ward down to keep track of their movements. Could they bull rush down this middle lane? Yawar is up at top. I still feel they need to wait for the next Roshan again. Moo is up here, but he's got backup. Bulba, are you really going to go for this? You go for the two-man Epi Burrow Strike, but he doesn't have vision anymore. Anti-Mage and Sand King, both up here. Nothing really they can do about this. Blink yourselves around. And hide in the trees. Smoke and mirrors, man. Smoke and mirrors. This is a super important game for both teams. That's why they're taking it so slowly. Not rushing into any decisions, making sure that the Radiant know they're ahead. They know they have this advantage. You've got to wait for the next Roshan, you've got to get these bigger items and really try and cruise to victory here. You don't want to crash and burn. If DC try to turn it back around at a base fight, do have ways of handling this. Grave is definitely one of them. Biryu, Grave, Glimmer Cape, Medallion. Ways of defending his anti-mage, keeping him alive so he can, turn and fight or even just blink himself away. Then you've got the Epicenter Sand King with the soon-to-be, completed. Ags, level 2 Laguna Blade, and nearly level 6, well, getting towards level 16. For a support hero, if you compare it to the Undying or the Rubik, you've got a level 13 and a level 9. Even the Dazzle's up to level 11, so yeah, Fluff down at level 9. Definitely nowhere near his counterparts or his comrades.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
PC lifted up, Whitebeard has the Viper Strike on him, and once again, aggressive. Weave out from Biryu. Oh, the blink away. Bulba, he wanted that. He wanted in. Gonna get it though, and the mass TP's down to bot lane. One of them gets cancelled out there. As the call is to allow Jo to farm away with a TA. It is expire. MKB coming up from Jo. Guess what? More stuns. More stuns. Cancel the TPs, boys. All Daedalus done for 747 though. 20,000 net worth. Is about to be hit here by this Templar Assassin.
Twins.
I've had 2 of these games in a row. Super important games where, getting to the grand final to play up against Complexity to get yourself at ESL 1 New York, super important. Digital Chaos, they've got a lot to prove. New team, new brand. That's the biggest thing. The new brand, they really want to push themselves to this. Fire. Our old team name coming back. Fluff and stuff. Whitebeard and Moo. Whoa. Bulba. Okay, he forced the BKB. That's a Burrow Strike. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it, honestly. He forced the BKB there. With a Burrow Strike Sandstorm. They turn to try and fight. They get a kill on the Dazzle. It's nowhere near a comparison. Whitebeard is now building a Yule Scepter. Bloody hell. Anti-Mage, what are you up to, buddy? Yawar, illusions are out, dealing with a creep wave. He's himself back to safety again. Roshan's up though. And actually, the Dire could start to look towards this. Yawar skipped over the Vlads, he went for the Manta into Basher build, so he really wants to try and focus on that Abyssal Blade. Lock down the TA Gyro, or the Bloodseeker. But without that lifesteal, can he still go and solo Roshan? It's obviously not as efficient, but maybe you can still do it with Lucky Bashes, things like that. With the Viper mech in there, you know, the slow from the poison attack, you definitely can. The heal and sustain from that mech. Keep the stuff going.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This is actually crazy. Neither team are making massive mistakes, it's just little plays here and there. Oh, AUI, have you pushed this too far? This sneaky little high ground ward that killed Roshan, and they might even kill AUI. He walks into the trees, you've got a TP, you've got a TP now. No, he's dead. He's dead, right? Yep, yeah, TP. The telekinesis held until the last second. Like, honestly, that's a big kill. Any kill here for Fire is a big kill. The fact that 1700 experience goes their way. Good amount of gold as well. They got themselves that the third Roshan, right? They've got Gyro Cheese. Yep. High ground push time.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Anti-mage cutting the wave. Yawa straight in there. Buyback from Lina. Got the weave up on them as well. But JO with 747, they want to take this. They need to take this tier 3. They need to take Rax. There's still a clip available for the Dire. Anti-mage is still pushing up the top. He doesn't really want to join in this fight. DC might just have to give up a lane of Rax here. They'll give up the range definitely, but time to fight. No, AUI dies. He bought back and died. Grave on the TC is going to be okay, but does he still go down anyway? Dropping low, he's brought down. Buyback forced out. And this is Fire. All of a sudden, out of the gate, they're actually going to go and take another lane of Rax. They've taken mid. Yawa trying, scrambling, desperately trying to push in on the Radiant side. But Fire, they've got another lane of Rax here. There's no glyph. The backdoor regen is not enough. Four-man stun. Bulba, that's a good job, but it's just obliterated in the middle of all of them. Moo TP's out. Now, rubbing salt in the wound. How do you like that? Grave at the last second. 747 doesn't find the crit hit onto the Dazzle, but Bulba, again, two-man stun. Yawar doesn't finish off. Deo, cheese is up. It turned back to battle. Yawar escapes and Bulba still in the sandstorm. Stands his ground and waits it out. There's also a creep wave down on his bot tier 3. Can they go for another lane of Rax? Oh, the last minute TP. Bulba doesn't get the stun in time, and Moo, count your lucky stars. Wait, that wasn't Moo. That was someone else. Two lanes of Rax in the space of, what, 30 seconds there, straight after Roshan. Don't even use the Aegis. They use the cheese over in the gyrocopter. They've got no buybacks pretty much. AM, is it time to buy out? You've gone back for a Vlad's actually, so a little more team fight potential, you know, just buff up your team a little bit more. Obviously it helps you split push heavily as well. Gives these creep waves that armor. Some of that attack damage and the lifesteal, but 747, he's got Aegis, he's got the Blink Dagger. He can jump in here with a cooldown, landing onto TC, 747 with the Blood Rage. Ridiculous amounts of damage. The Burrow Strike comes in, Bulba's caught. With the telekinesis, but the Laguna Blade, Jo's dead, the Gyro's gone, Yawar dead as well. 80 seconds, but buys back straight away. As the Rax are dropping pretty quickly here as well. Viper gone, Sanking dead, two heroes without buyback, and Moo comes back, sprinting around the Bloodseeker. GG's call, that's it. Dead even game almost for a good 36 minutes, and all of a sudden, the third Roshan with Aegis and cheese, game is over. DC are out. Fire get themselves through to the grand final to face up against Complexity. 2-1. Honestly, well drafted, well played. It looked a little bit iffy in the middle where they didn't have any stuns and they were just getting outplayed by the TP scrolls, but They bought Monkey King bars, they bought Yule Scepters and Bashers. They made sure that the TPs were no more. But that's it, guys. That's it.